Hello everybody, welcome to my Shabby Craft Studio. I'm Martha and today we are working on the 52 tags handmade from Ann Brooke, and it took me hours to figure out this one. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, these are the fabrics I wanted. These are two of my favorite fabrics in the world. This one is old, not like vintage old, but you can't find it anymore. This pink that I made the crosses out of. And this one is fairly new. I think I bought it last year, fell in love with it, went back, bought some more, and now can't find it again. So, anywho's, they are two of my favorites. It's been a few weeks. It's been like, you know how you say, well, it's been a day, or it's been, yeah. For me, I wish this was a quicker changing variegated thread, but it's not. So I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna cut it down here though, before, like, as it turns dark again. So here's my previous tags. That was one. That was week 2. That was week 3. I did not do this one on camera because holy moly, it took a long time. And that was week 4. I'm on Instagram on MJ Managros. So if you want to follow me there, I do post these there, and I do share it on my share with my regular Facebook page under my name, which is Martha Managros. Let's see, do I want 2 or do I want 3? I think I want 2. I haven't even figured out a stitching plan for this yet. Sorry. I am using my mouth to... I need 3 hands when I do this. And I made it way too long. That's my problem. I always get tangles. And I start in the middle because I saw somebody do that. I don't know, maybe it was Rachel, who has lots and lots of stitch experience. But when you have a thread that long, it's too long. That's the problem. Now, do I want the pink end to start sewing, or do I want the lighter pink or the darker pink? I want the lighter pink. I mean, I could have gone with a non-variegated pink. I do have a couple that I like, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for variegated yarns. Variegated yarn, variegated thread, variegated anything. I don't know why. I guess because if it's variegated, it's not boring, because it's changing, and I do tend to get bored easily. All right, am I happy with those there? We shall see. We shall see. So it is a gorgeous, I'm afraid to say it because as soon as I say it, it'll change. We have blue skies. We had a whole bunch of snow on Sunday and a little bit on Monday, and it was still very cold, but yesterday it got to 40 something. Today, I believe it's in the low 50s, or maybe just 50, and it's like almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is Thursday, and it's, come on, Thursday, February 4th. And so, I'm not very good at this. I know what I want to do, but I'm not very good at it. So we shall see how this goes. See, too long. The thread is just too long. That's when you get the most tangles, is when your thread is way too long. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day. I have a sliding glass door that leads out to a deck. here in the sunroom where I work, and I also have one from the bedroom out onto the deck. And I hope you can see. I'm trying to stay on screen. I have you zoomed in, but I don't want it too zoomed in. So I have both of those sliding glass doors open about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. I mean, the air is still cold. Even at 50, it's still chilly. But the wind isn't, oops, blowing a gale, which it was yesterday when the front came through to change the weather. Unfortunately, when a weather front comes through, it also affects my sinuses. So, I don't know. The last year with my sinuses has been really rough. I think I need to move to Arizona or something where it's dry. Problem is, my husband and my dog don't do very well in that kind of weather. I do want to go right over. Come on, Martha. I need smaller pins. I need like, there's a thing called silk pins, and they're very tiny and very fine. And I want to get some of those for my hand stitching because although this is cotton fabric, I would like tiny, tiny pins to work with. Okay, so back to my other story. Ooh, that's ugly. Not very good. All right, I'm going to take that one out because I'm not happy with how close that is. My husband does not do well in dry weather. And I need to take it. Oops, where'd that come from? You, out of there. My husband gets, as soon as it gets too dry, he gets bloody noses. And my poor dog, we went and got him his rabies vaccine 2 weeks ago. And we came home and he was going nuts. Like he was rolling around on the floor. It was like he was trying to get something off of him. And he doesn't get, sorry, runny nose. He does not get, and I don't have a cold, that's the funny part. He doesn't get like any topicals because he reacts so badly to them. I mean, he goes nuts. He tries to get him off, rolling around, and it was like that after his rabies vaccine. So after about 2 hours, I called the vet hospital back and I said, you know, Evan is having a really crazy reaction to the vaccine or something. Whatever you guys did to him, he's not happy. Now, see, these are not consistent, but I am not going to fret over that. Oops. Oh, Martha. So, this is what long thread will do to you. Go with short threads, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching. So they said, well, it sounds like he's having a reaction to his vaccine. Bring him in immediately. And we live about 40 minutes away. And that's on a day when you're not hitting every single traffic signal as a red light on the way up. Or, you know, an accident or whatever else might happen. That's on a good day, 40 minutes. So we put him in the car and we raced up there for the second time that day. I cannot figure out what's going on with this thread. Seriously. So, got him there, and they gave him a shot to help him quit scratching and all that stuff, and said, give him some Benadryl starting tomorrow morning. So I gave him a Benadryl the next morning, and he seemed okay. And then about 2 or 3 days later, he started scratching again like crazy. I thought, I don't know. He's done it before. Like, he's had he has, this is going to take forever at this rate. Good thing I have a story to tell, huh? He has scratched before. I don't remember if it was ever after a vaccine or whatever. I don't remember relating it to that kind of thing. But he has gone through a stage maybe twice where he like pulled all his hair out. And it wasn't exactly a hot spot. It was, I used to work in a vet clinic, so I know what that is. But that's not exact. It wasn't like all red and irritated and, bloody. He would just scratch and chew and dig until he just pulled the hair out, and then he was fine in that spot. Well, I don't know. I think they gave him the vaccine in his right side, and he was this time. And he'd been scratching at his right behind, like for us, it'd be right behind our shoulder, right? So right behind his front leg, he was scratching. And then he was scratching his right ear inside, and he was chewing at his right, chewing on like near his hip and some other stuff. So I'm wondering if it was still a reaction to that vaccine. But, I can avoid all the other vaccines. By law, you have to give your animal a rabies every 3 years. So I can't avoid that one. So I started giving him Benadryl every 8 hours. It would only last about 7 before he'd start scratching again. But I would distract him and give it to him about every 8 hours. And so that helped. But he was waking up at night and scratching, and he was waking me up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning scratching. So for about a week, 10 days maybe, I was like really getting broken sleep, like, not sleeping, not sleeping enough hours. So yeah, and I don't do well if I don't get at least, like, if I get 6 solid hours of sleep, I'm okay. And then I might spend, 2 or 3 hours in bed in the morning. That's when I catch up on emails and watching videos and stuff like that. So there's a reason they call this slow stitching. I enjoy it, but I feel like it's probably boring for you, but everybody complimented my last video, so I thought, why not give it another shot? So, yeah, so so it snowed Sunday, and it was still like Monday was overcast, and we had some snow, we had freezing rain, we had more snow, not piles of snow. Like Sunday we probably had like maybe 5 inches, but then there was some freezing rain mixed in and some sleet, and then it would change again. So, oh, Martha, don't lose I always get partway through and lose my rhythm and start doing something different, and that's when I get unhappy with what I do. Okay. So I didn't call the vet on Monday. And then Tuesday they were calling for some snow flurries and stuff, but Tony went out and he had to make a run to the store down the street. And he said the roads were not bad. So when he came home, he asked me if I had called the vet clinic. My answer to him was, why would I call the vet clinic when you just took off in the car? Which I think was a valid point. But so I called the vet clinic and asked if they had, actually, that's wrong. What happened? What's today? Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I think I called the vet clinic on Monday and asked if they had any appointments with the specific doctor who usually cares for Evan. I think that's what happened. I don't know. That was 4 days ago. Anywho's, I couldn't get an appointment with her until next Monday. So I was like, wow. So Tuesday, after Tony went out, it's going to be close. Oh, well. I don't want it that close. He came home and he asked me if I had called the vet clinic. And my answer to him was, why would I when you just took off in the car? But anywho's, so, yeah, I can be snarky. So, after I was done being snarky and cranky from lack of sleep, I called to see if they had any cancellations with that doctor any sooner, like, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the gal says, I have a cancellation for today at 11 or 11:15. Now, mind you, it was 10:30. I was in my sweatpants, my raggedy, dirty shirt. Not dirty, but, I wear messy clothes. I call them my messy clothes when I'm working in my craft room because I never know if I'm going to pull out the paint, the gesso. And trust me, if I pull that stuff out, it's going to be on me. Like, I have messed up a pair of leggings and 2 shirts with gesso and paint. So I try to put those clothes back on when I'm going to be in my craft room, and I think I might possibly pull out messy stuff. So I had to change my clothes, go to the bathroom, of course, because I'd been drinking tea. And Tony ran around and got the van ready. He turned the heat on in the van because it was cold. It was really cold. So, all right, let's see. Can I do this and make it look okay? We shall see. Wish me luck. So off we went. Got Evan loaded up. Got his little harness on and his leash. And grabbed his treats because he gets homemade stuff. And off we went. And Tony drove. He did not drive fast because that causes me to have panic attacks and anxiety. But he drove with purpose. I have 3 descriptions. There's crazy, which is like, you shouldn't be doing it because it's kind of out of control. And then there's, fast, which is a controlled fast. There's focused or with purpose. And that's when you're driving not too fast, but, you're focused on getting there. So, ooh, these are tiny. Can you see that? I'm doing little tiny cross stitches, which I stink at, but it's what I'm trying for. So, we shall see. Because this is all about the kiss, which is, X's and O's. And so the X is the kiss and the O is the hug. Ow. I always stab this finger when I'm going through. Yeah, so we got him there and they gave him a shot. Now, it wasn't prednisone, thank goodness, because You know, prednisone has a lot of bad side effects. I can't remember the name of it, but it's something that she said is natural. So I also asked them to check his ears to make sure that when he scratched, he had not caused an infection. So $119 later, jeez. Now, mind you, when we took him in the first time, he had to have an x-ray. He had to have like 2 weeks ago when we took him in, he had his rabies vaccine, and he had to have an x-ray of his bladder, and he had to have some quite expensive blood work done, and he had to have, I take urine in for them to check his urine, because almost 3 years ago now, he had bladder stones. And when a male dog gets bladder stones, they can die. A male cat too, by the way. Because males can't pass the bladder stones like females can. Kind of the same with humans. They can't pass the bladder stones. They weren't kidney stones, they were bladder stones. There's a difference. Your kidney and bladder are two different organs. That did not work. So, he had to have bladder surgery, and he did not do well after the bladder surgery. He was miserable. His sutures got infected. Yeah, poor little puppy. He had it rough. So, check to see if I'm still on screen. So that was, I think, $300. So my sweet puppy has cost me, well, not me, us, probably $400 to $500 in the last 3 weeks. But, you know, he's my boy. I'll do anything for him. So, yeah, go to my shop and buy some things, will you? I need all the help I can get. Ugh. So, the shot has helped a lot, knock wood. And the scratching has stopped, knock wood. If I don't knock wood, I'm Irish, so. Is that a thread? Yes. Why are you there? Ugh. Why are you there? Where did you come from? Why are you a thread sticking out? I don't know what you're doing there. Oh, okay. So we can cut you off. You're just a thread from the fabric. Goodbye. All right. So, Evan is doing much better. And unfortunately, so that happened on Tuesday. This is Thursday. So the last 3 nights, since Evan is not scratching, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because you know when you get in a habit of waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and even when the thing that was waking you up, like your dog, isn't waking you up anymore, well, your body kind of, well, mine does, I don't know about you, it gets in a habit of waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So 4 o'clock this morning I woke up. Ugh. And I tried. I could not go back to sleep. And at 5 o'clock, unfortunately, I had woken Evan up when I got up to use the restroom. And so from 5 to 5:30, he decided that he needed to go to the bathroom. Sorry, nose time again. Sorry for the sniffling. So I'm allergic to something too, obviously. My sinuses are just a mess. And I went to my doctor, oh gosh, 2 months ago, but I ended up seeing a PA. Now, I don't mind PAs. Most of them are pretty good. I've had a couple that I'm really happy with. I've had a couple that I hate and refuse to see anymore. Now, this guy was new. And he gave me this big lecture about sinuses and allergies and medicine to take, and I shouldn't be giving you antibiotics. And I said, but, you know, you haven't even checked my ears to see if they're infected. I have one ear where the canal is shaped differently, they told me. So that ear gets a lot of fluid built up in it and backs up in it, and it becomes extremely painful, and it pops. Like, it just pops. Pop, 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 pop. It sounds like you have pop rocks in there. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's something you can put in your mouth. Like, kids like them because they put them in their mouths, and when it hits fluid, they pop. Literally, they make popping sounds in your mouth. And I have that, but in my ear. And it's very hard and disconcerting to deal with day after day after day. So I was dealing with that. And so he gave me antibiotics, and I didn't take them. I didn't even start them. I tried everything else he told me to do. And I can take the Zyrtec, but I don't like the way it makes me feel. Yeah, it dries me out, but it also makes me feel weird. And I'm tired all the time, even though it's a non-drowsy Zyrtec. So, and because of my heart, I can't take anything with DM in it. Anything with the DM after it on the letters, on the title, the label, whatever you want to call it, name. So I have to be, you know, I have to be cognizant of certain things. So anyway, what's today? Thursday? Probably Sunday, I think it was, between the lack of sleep from Evan scratching and everything, even though I was giving him half a Benadryl every 8 hours, from the lack of sleep and me being uncomfortable with my own allergies and sinuses. And I take a half a Benadryl. It was funny, at night I would take a half a Benadryl and give the other half to Evan. So, but Benadryl leaves me groggy the next day, like a hangover. So even with all that and the drying out and everything, I just couldn't take it anymore. My ear was, I was getting a sharp pain in it and everything else. So I finally started taking the stupid antibiotics, which I can't tell if they're helping or not. It doesn't take the sinusitis necessarily away, but my ear is better. It's not painful. It still pops now and then, and it still does things. But anyway, it's just something I live with. I mean, I've lived with that my whole life. When I was a little girl, just teeny tiny little thing, and we lived in Rochester in New York. And my parents, I don't know how they did it, but anyway, the doctor came to the house. That's how old I am. The doctor made house calls. I love that. Can you see that? I'm loving it. So now I just have to go back and do the other side. All right. And see how neat my back is? I've been very cognizant of trying to make the back very neat. So the doctor came one time, and I heard him tell my parents that if I got another sore throat and ear infection, I'd have to have my tonsils out. Well, that scared the bejeepers out of me. And I never told my parents again when I didn't feel good. I mean, I had to be really, really sick in order for them to know I was really, really sick. I just never complained again. That's not going to be enough, and I don't want to change it in the middle. So I am going to get... And I think I'm going to... Let's see. We'll try splitting it again. Down the middle. So I just never told them again. It's not that I never had, you know, but I never had my tonsils out. I don't know. My tonsils don't get infected. It's not my tonsils. It's my ears and my sinuses. And I've had, I had a CT scan of my sinuses done several years ago, probably 10 years ago now. And they don't see anything wrong. So, I don't know. It's annoying. It's something I live with. I mean, I remember when I got married, way back in 1975, my husband was stationed in Germany in the army, and so I went over after we got married. I went and joined him, and now let's see if I can be successful again, right? Oops. Gotta get it through both fabrics with minimal tangles, let's hope. And I remember having to go to the doctor like as soon as I got there. Of course, flying probably didn't help me any. I never did do well as far as my sinuses and stuff flying. And even when we drive, we're driving over mountains and my ears have to pop. Oh my God, it's so painful. I don't know how long this is taking. 30 minutes. Well, hopefully this won't be longer than an hour then, right? No, that's close. Dang it. Okay. Oopsies. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What am I doing different? See, I told you I lose my rhythm. And then I start not liking my stitches. They're too close together. So Tony is out in the dining room. We don't have we have a formal dining room. We don't have a formal dining room set up. We have a dining room, and I'm just going to skip down here because I don't want to go over those. So let's see. Go up here. Sorry, have to concentrate. So he's out there. It's where we have our computer and our sewing machine. It's where the magic happens, they say. Not that magic. And it's where we pack orders. Not that I need a whole special packing area because, you know, one or two things, if I'm lucky, one or two things a week go out. So, yeah, so he's out on the computer and he is scanning. I finally organized all of the marbled papers. And so I separated them by color and everything. All right, come on, get out of there. And he is scanning the ones that he didn't scan before. And hopefully they show up and print off well. There's some very pretty ones in there. I can't get this out of there. All right, don't cut the pink stuff. Just cut that green thing and get rid of it. So he's out there doing that while I'm here doing this. And hopefully we will get some more pretty marbled digitals up. I have very short, stubby, chunky fingers, so sometimes they get in the way. I envy people with long, slender fingers, even if I didn't weigh as much as I do now. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, bad eating habits. I still have chunky fingers. Maybe not as chunky, but they're still short and stubby. Just the way I'm made. Gotta love me the way I am. Can't change it. Right? Okay. Now we'll go down here. And we'll come up here. I know where I want it to be. Just can't get it there. All right. So I'm very happy with our weather. I'm just not happy with the way my body reacts to the barometric pressure and all that. So as I was saying, probably the desert of Arizona would do me good. But Tony and Evan wouldn't be very happy. Between Evan's dry skin and his scratching and Tony with nosebleeds, I had two very unhappy men on my hands. Oh well. I'd get in the van right now and head out. Be honest. I am overdue for a change. I'm having that COVID weary, I'm trapped kind of feeling lately as well. But it's all good. Uh-oh. All right. So I think I want that to go there. I don't want to come up there again. I want to, what do I want? Go down there. Figure that out. Okay. Now, I need to, how can I do this so it makes sense? Let's go that way. Oops. Okay. I like this because by the time I get around to doing the X's, I started with the darker thread, so the lighter thread is crossing over the darker thread, so the variegation is showing. That makes it fun. I can't tell you how many. I pulled out gold fabric, I pulled out red fabric, I pulled out other pink fabric, I pulled out blue fabric. I could not decide. I had red X's, I had white lacy X's, I had, oh my gosh, I had so many things out to try. I was like, nope, I'm not settling. I'm not doing this just to settle. I did that with my hearts, the second week heart one. And I'm very unhappy with the heart card tag. So I decided I am not doing that anymore. I am only going to do what makes me happy. And I'm not doing it until I decide and it makes me happy. So that's my new thing. And I had chosen a word for 2021, and unfortunately that word did not work for me. So I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. I chose the word production. Last year it was focus, and focus really helped me a lot. And I still use that word. Just because the year is over doesn't mean I have to stop using the word. When it helps, it's a good thing to use. So I had chosen production, and production was putting a lot of pressure on me. I was not doing well. It's like everything I started doing, I did it because I feel like I have to make money. And that's not the way to be creative. It's just not. So I've struggled with that for a couple of weeks, and that's why you haven't seen a whole lot of me. I've been doing the Journal to Inspire project, of course, because Carol Frugoli at Free Spirit Arts and myself are the admins for that. And we are having a lot of fun watching people, watching people have fun with it and be productive with it. It's a joy to see people enjoying it and joining in. I think we've lost some people, which happens. You know, not everything you join as a challenge or a project or whatever is going to resonate with you the entire time. I've often joined things and realized it's just not my cup of tea. And that's fine. You know, I don't take it personally. I mean, I am the one making up the prompts most of the time, Carol and I. We are, you know, trying to find things to keep people interested and make it fun and just give you a reason to get in your craft room and play. And, you know, hopefully that's what people are doing. But even I have struggled with some of the prompts, which just cracks me up. So I realized I have to prepare better. It's not, I think for me, I find that if I'm spontaneously creative, it's a lot easier for me. So now I am, you know, trying to do this, and I feel like, what's the right way to put it? I feel like I have to be a leader. Like I have to not impress. It has nothing to do with impressing anybody, but I want to be a good example. And I want to give people good ideas. And if people need help, I want to help them. And it wasn't turning out that way. I was struggling more than most of the people doing the project. And I think we have 40 people signed up for the Facebook page, but I think there's only maybe a handful actually doing the challenge, which is fine. That's okay. It is a private Facebook page called Journal to Inspire. And if you want to look it up, it is a private group because neither Carol nor I just have the time to manage a full-time Facebook page open to the public. So it is a private group. Oopsies. Okay, doesn't help if you run out of space, Martha. Space to sew on. And get right to the very edge. If that unravels, that stitch is going to be hanging in midair. That's okay. It's all good. But I'm really enjoying slow stitching. I have another project that I've started. I don't know where it's going. Oh, why did I do that? My only problem is I don't know where it's going, though. I mean, I just started doing it, but I don't really have a plan for it. Again, spontaneity, spontaneous crafting. So, yeah. Okay. Figure it out, girlfriend. All right. Where are we at on time? 45 or 46. Okay. Not bad, not bad. All right. Now, the question is, do I leave it like that? That's what I got done. All my little X's on my X. Or do I want to do extra ones? I crack myself up. Around. I don't know. We could try a couple and see if I like it. If I don't, I can always take them out. Oops. I think I'll just do a few. My tummy's growling. It's past time for my apple. I have an apple every afternoon. Of course, I have to admit, I have peanut butter with the apple. Why have just fruit when you can have fruit with peanut butter? Yep. Now, I saw Anne do this. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. I don't know. I don't think I did. Well, it made a knot. I guess that's good. Okay. Okay, thread. Ugh, darn it. Okay. Got it. I have enough on here to do one or two more. Depends on how much I take up with that knot I just did. Okay. I think I could do one over here. Oh, shh. Stomach. Uh-oh. I hate when it happens. Come on, Martha. Pull it together. Oop. Come on. Shoot. All right. No. Please. Behave. Please. Yow. Aggressiveness and sewing do not go together. I'm tying this one off. Okay. All right. That's too short for me to deal with, but I still have this piece over here that was left over from the other one, the first strand I used. Go on, get through there. So, all right. Yeah, so it's been an interesting 2 weeks. But I've done my best. I just haven't really felt like being on camera would be advantageous to anybody else. I'm going to try that knot again. Well, you really have to hold it down when you do it. All right. Oh, stomach, stop being so rude. Just a couple more. Just a couple of more. Bear with me. I'm going to do one down here. I don't want to cover up that pretty flower. That flower is so pretty. I just love that fabric. And what's funny is I have never been a big fan of green. And I don't know what's going on, but this past year, I've become a bigger fan of green. So, interestingly enough, all right, there we go. Yeah, that hurt. I don't know how I do some of the things I do. The pickles I get myself into. Yeah, we don't want to pull it that much. Don't want to pucker the fabric. Right. Yay me. Go Martha. Okay. So this, I will sew this on the card after. I don't know if I have, well, I have 10 minutes. I think I can get it on the card. And I have said, the other times I've done this, I have said, I don't need all this, and I know it's just going to tangle if it's that long, so I do not use any glue on the back of mine. I don't know what the outcome is going to be as far as, I hope I made this long enough to get it on the card. Shoot. I don't know what Anne's plan for any of these are after, if we're just going to have, you know, a tag full of, and yes, I've been cheating. I'll show you how in a minute. All right, so I usually start here. See, I start on this side of the hole of the tag. I'll show you in a minute what I mean by cheating. But I don't glue mine on because I don't know what Anne has planned for these at the end. But I personally am thinking of using these in some sort of project at the end. And so I don't want them glued onto the tags. So I have been just sewing them onto the tags. And because I used it's going to be tricky. It's going to go through the X in the fabric. I'm trying really hard not to get my finger. Okay, got it. So I can, in the end, just trim off these threads, and I won't have to worry about them being glued down, the fabric being glued down to the tags. And even then, I could probably even reuse the tags in the end for something. So I am not gluing mine down before I sew them. Okay, back up to this corner. Right on the edge. Just take, they call it a stab stitch, so you can barely see it on the top side. And I come around this side, and I do this side of the hole. And then I tie it off. See, I started on that side, and then I can still put it on my ring. So, as I said, I've been cheating. So I made my tags really small. And I thought I would want to have them small because it would be a small project then. Like, I didn't make mine like 3 by 5 or like a regular tag size, right? I made them small. So I did week 1 and I was happy with it. I did week 2. I'm not happy with this, but the size was okay. Week 3, the tag size worked. But week 4, I wanted to have something nicer. So I extended my tag with some white cardstock. And this one, I just made an overhang. So this will, there's the hole. So this will just fit on like, maybe. Oh, come on. Don't misbehave now. I need to find my bigger ring. Somewhere I have a bigger ring. So this will just fit on like this, and it'll crunch the fabric a little. And I still have to write on the back of this what week it is. But there. So see, it just sits like that. So if I want it bigger, I'm going to make it bigger. There's no law that says the tag has to be the same. All the tags have to be the same size. Anne said, do what works for you. So that's what works for me, and that's how I like it. So I'm just going to do, this is number 5, right? So it's hashtag 52 tags, HANNE made, and it's what did I write on this? Oh, I didn't put the date. All right, I'll put the date. That was it was Sunday was the date it came out, but the date I did it is come on, iPad, tell me, February 4th. So it's 2/4/2021, and kisses. Okay, so there it is, and that's my tag for this week. Thanks, Anne, for doing this. Not that you watch me, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Just got to get my bigger ring. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I love you all. Take care of yourself. Be safe, be well, stay healthy. Do what you got to do that. And I appreciate all of my subscribers, all of my new subscribers. I'm coming up on 2,000, which is a fun fact, but I'm not holding my breath. Maybe by my 65th birthday in May, I will reach 2,000 and we'll have a big whoopee birthday giveaway and 2,000 subscriber giveaway and everything else. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and leave me some comments. It all helps. And if you want to, you can share. But hope you had fun. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. Bye, everybody. See you on the flip side.